Hello and welcome to a practical guide to Photovoice. My name is Dr. Moray Kennedy and I'm one of 3 researchers who are looking at the long-term impact of COVID-19 upon vulnerable women in Nottinghamshire. Now, this is an example of the Photovoice project Having Our Say, which works with young people affected by sexual exploitation. It offers a creative space for young people to share their perspectives on relationships, the role of the internet, and communication with adults. Participants on the project created digital stories using their own photography and narratives. Their insights are fed into a new resource to be used by industry professionals and practitioners. The resource uses the digital stories to help inspire group activities and discussions that will help other young people to identify warning signs and understand relationships better.
When I started school, I was perfect. I had no worries or problems. I was enjoying school as a child should. Throughout nursery to year 3, life was perfect. Unexpectedly, my life took a sudden turn. My dad had been sexually abusing me, but at the time, I did not realise it was that. A few weeks went by, and I knew it was not normal, and I found the courage to tell my mum. My mum was very supportive. The morning after my mum confronted him, we were classed as homeless. Me, my mum, and my brother were all located in an emergency homeless shelter. I did not understand what was going on and started having nightmares and wet in the bed. The police and social workers all got involved and I wrote a statement. I started to blame myself, but I think deep down I knew it wasn't my fault, but somehow I wanted answers. A few years went by and we wanted a fresh start, so we moved to a different area. It was a lot to deal with as I was only 11. I started secondary school and in year 7 to year 9 my behaviour was back on track. Until the middle of year 9 I went off the rails. I shot chairs at teachers, I was a challenge to authority. For example, if I was questioned why I was behaving this way, I would get defensive. There was no evidence to send him down, but I went to counselling. Also, support workers were there and social workers, but I felt there was no one to help me. In the family, nobody believed me apart from my mum. The community would threaten me, saying they would slap me if I didn't say it was a lie. I am now in year 11 and doing my exams. I somehow overcame it. I didn't move on straight away. I was not emotionally stable. There are things in life worth fighting for. Even though things happen in life, telling the truth, no matter how scary it is, the outcome will always be positive. School has helped me, and so have other specialists. Even though it has been 10 years, it is still with me. Seeing him out on the street is a challenge. Considering all of this that has happened, I have carried on doing my exams and thank all my teachers and everyone who has helped me come this far in life, but I still don't have closure. I am now looking forward to going to college and I want to be a social worker to help other children. My message to teachers is that sometimes bad behaviour isn't just about being difficult or wanting attention. It's a sign that there's something more going on. Listen to us. But then, at the same time, I shouldn't have kicked off. I needed to find another way of dealing with it. A message to other young people. It doesn't matter if someone doesn't believe you. It only matters that you are honest with yourself and that you know yourself and you look after yourself. Never doubt yourself. Trying to harm yourself doesn't help.
This is another example of Photovoice. So what is Photovoice? The heart of Photovoice is a blending of images and words. This is not a new idea. In fact, we humans have different kinds of images and words to express what we need, what we fear, what we cherish, what we dream of, and all sorts of other ideas for as far back as we know. Photovoice is one recent example using this form of expression. Photovoice is a creative approach to participatory action research developed in the 1990s. Using community-based research activities, Photovoice is a method designed to empower members of marginalised groups to work together to identify, represent and enhance their community through a specific photographic technique. Photovoice creates opportunities for those who are marginalised. It allows them to actively participate in enhancing their communities by giving them a chance to tell their stories and have their voices heard. As most of us have smartphones now, participants of Photovoice can create photographic evidence and symbolic representations to help others see the world through their eyes. The actions taken through Photovoice, taking photographs and telling stories as they relate to the photographs, are empowering. With these feelings of empowerment, community members are likely to possess greater authority to advocate for an improved quality of life for themselves and for other members of their communities. Photo voice can help individuals move away from the very margins of life. In keeping with the three main objectives of this method, photo voice may enable community members to identify and record their community's strengths and struggles, to explain their experiences through critical reflection and group dialogue, and to inform decision makers and influence policy. Throughout this manual, you will see the roles of community members who become involved in photo voice. So you might be thinking, why use photo voice? Since its beginning, photo voice has gained a broad appeal as an effective form of participatory action research. Many community researchers from around the world have used photo voice as a creative approach to explore different human experiences and to work for social and personal change. By design, photo voice is a flexible approach that produces research as varied and unique as the individuals and communities that it involves. Although photo voice offers room for flexibility, 5 key concepts have been identified to unite the different ways in which photo voice is applied to research. These are: 1. Images captured through photo voice tell stories that identify concerns, depict struggles, or show a particular view of a community. Through photographs, marginalized individuals offer insight and teach others about their experiences. 2. Photo voice capitalizes on the power of photographs and cleverly uses them as a tool to influence public policy. Photographs can capture the attention of policymakers and influence their awareness and understanding of a specific issue or of a reality that is quite different from their own. With a more complete understanding of human experiences, policymakers can make better decisions about public policy that are fairer and that can improve the lives of disadvantaged groups. 3. This process can aid community members in understanding that they have a right to have a say in shaping the public's policies that influence their lives and the lives of their family and friends. When individuals have a say in policy, those policies will serve them better and meet their needs. 4. These influential decision makers need to be the audience of these photo voices. They need to listen to the stories and view the photographs of the Photo Voice project so that the ideas and experiences of community members can inform their policy decisions. 5. This means that the information and evidence is not created simply for the sake of creating knowledge, but is created for the purpose of social action and social change. Participation will require you to take part in a 60-minute online Microsoft Teams interview with one of the 3 researchers involved in this project. You will be asked to attend a 90-minute online Microsoft Teams focus group around 2 to 3 weeks after your interview. The time gap between the 2 meetings is to allow you to capture photographs of your perspectives and/or your experiences. The focus group will involve a sharing of the photographs and will be audio recorded. Participation is voluntary and you may refuse to participate. If this occurs, you are free to choose between destroying your photo contributions to the study or releasing them for use without your participation. It is very important to consider ethics when conducting a photo voice project. Think about your participation. It is vital that you understand that the photographs you take are yours to keep. You solely can decide how your photographs are used after they are taken. Now think about the community, the potential subjects of photographs. Photo voice participants must respect the privacy of those in the community. This includes both an individual's private space, such as the inside or outside of a home or workspace, and the individual's privacy while in a public space. This means that Photovoice participants should get written permission before taking a photograph of an individual, where the person is the main focus of the photo, and inside or outside private property, again, where the property is the main focus of the photo. This includes family members and applies to places we often think as public, such as stores, but are really private. A participant is not required to get permission when taking a picture of a group of people where individual faces are not recognizable, or if the photographer is taking a photo of something and a person just happens to walk into the shot. It is important that the subject's thoughts or feelings are not misrepresented by the photographer's narrative. The photographer must be sensitive of this during their photo voice experience. In regards to confidentiality, all conversations and discussions that are part of the photo voice study must be kept confidential. Please see the confidentiality agreement. In regards to anonymity, each participant is responsible for sharing their photo and their experience with all other participants during the focus group. You have the option to stay anonymous using a pseudonym or fake name at the beginning of the focus group. Your signature on the Microsoft form indicates that you understand the stated purpose of the project, the agenda, and your right to withdraw from participation. Thank you for listening to this practical guide to Photo Voice.